Hi, darlings. We're going to get into it tonight with the Scrabble, and I'm going to get into it with the Oracle cards as well. So let's start out with 8 of these, and I hope you're doing really well. Thank you all so much for your lovely comments and your continued support. I do see you, I do feel all of your energies, so thank you guys so much for that. Thank you, high beings, ancestors. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for blessing and protecting this reading. Yes, they want me to say the eye is upon us, so that could mean something to somebody. I'm seeing the sign language symbol for mother, so that could mean something to somebody. Okay, let's have a look. We've got N, R, we've got no, we've got ER, emergency room. I hope no one's in there. We've got era coming up. We've got A again. We've got D. Another one of those AAA ones that we're pulling out. Okay. No ed. You could feel like someone's had no education, or they're ignorant, or they just don't understand you, or they've got a really small mind. We of course have Ra right here. Edna could be someone's name, the name of a grandparent. We've got Aura here. O-R-A, but still not applicable. N-A, someone's name could be Dana. We've got Eden almost on the table. We've got Dean. Dear Noah. Someone could be getting a really important letter or a really important spiritual download. 111 on the clock, just as I say that. So this could be something that you've prepared your grid for. This could be something you've prepared your magnetic field to receive. So you could be someone who's just done a fruit cleanse, a fruit fast, or maybe you've gone even deeper than that, because some people can do like, you know, fasts where you don't even drink water. So let me know in the comments if that resonates, and let me know what other words you find in here. Okay, let's start out with a beautiful goddess card, and we're going to see what the main energy is. This candle was crackling when I first started doing the reading, so someone could feel the fizz and the spark and the crackle and the lovely burning feeling of a passion starting to be ignited. We've got Queen Ester, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. So you could have felt like you've been wrangling with some part of you, or trying to tame the animal nature. That's what they mean when they say ego. So I like the way they phrased it on here, because they've literally said my ego is in service of my soul, which is the goal for all of us, to get our animal nature, the part of us that is connected to the vessel, lined up with the wishes of the higher self. So there could be some growing pains. There could be this sense of feeling like one side of you wants to go in one direction, and then a more sensible side of you wants to go in the other. This could be you finding a harmonic balance between the party side of you, the rock star side of you, the badass side of you, and the side of you that knows you have to get certain things done in a certain way here. But again, I do sense a discipline in you. However, there could be, hang on, let me get into this energy a second, because they want me to go more into that energy. The animal energy. Okay, so what they're saying is there could have been something where you've been trying to cancel a part of yourself out that you cannot cancel out. There's this animal part of you that needs to be harmonized and acknowledged and accepted as a part of the whole, in much the same way as we would accept a puppy. A puppy can't change its nature. Spirit's giving me this energy for you of, you can't cancel out your nature. You're not a robot, but you can integrate it. You can love yourself. You can talk to yourself as if you are your own progeny or your own student, because there's an inner child part of you that needs you to nurture it. But also there's that primal, beautiful primal nature that wants to move in line with your higher self, but maybe you've been trying to cancel it out. Maybe you've been restricting yourself somehow, thinking it would bring you closer to God by rejecting the most pinnacle part of you, which is that root chakra, right? Or maybe you're trying to master something, or maybe you've been telling yourself you don't need certain things, that maybe Spirit is saying, listen, it's okay to need those things, but how are you going to implement those things into your reality? It's not about canceling certain things out, but it's more about refining things so that you can maximize them and get the most high vibrational energy out of it. So much like some people think that it's spiritual to cancel out sex, what Spirit's telling me is actually sex can bring us the closest to source energy. It's the way we do it and who we do it with and how we cook up that personal recipe that dictates how our soul is going to be affected on an individual spiritual level. So I feel like you could be cooking up new ideas about how to address your spiritual nature. And I'm getting that there could be some shift for someone. Maybe you're dipping your toe more into the shamanic idea of things. And I'm getting that you could find this more colorful. This idea of being a shamanic being part of the fabric of reality. You could have been introduced possibly to the concept of ayahuasca, psychedelics. But I feel like for someone out there, I feel like you've had an out-of-body vision or experience or something that's taken you outside of your human perspective and given you an outside glimpse. Welcome to my world, baby. I feel like someone's had a look from the backstage. So you've seen something differently here. Something's got you feeling all magic because they're pulling me to that star. And this is such a gorgeous color. I don't know if you can really see how deep this purple is. So it's reminding me here of the depth of color. I've read about souls when they're first born, the soul, not the human, of course, but it's so beautiful how there's that parallel of a soul being born all fresh and new, you know, like a ball of bright white light. And then as the soul matures and as the soul progresses, it becomes a very inky, dark, purplish, kind of blackish color, depending on the individual spirit, the individual soul. So as we gain wisdom, we actually go from this pure energy. And as we gain wisdom, it actually is almost like we gain depth, don't we? We gain this inky knowledge within us. Okay, we've got the Ten of Swords here. So maybe you've been through something that felt like an inky pool, a test, something that affected your mind here, and something that sort of blended into your mind a bit better than maybe you expected it to. This is the energy of someone that goes down a pathway. Things happen that might like bother other people, but I'm getting that you handled this with a surprising amount of fluidity. And it's that divine energy with that 0707 on the clock. Something could have set someone else into an emergency mode, but with you, I feel like it set off your shamanic spirit. I think it sparked something off in you. What was this with this Ten of Swords? I'm not going to ask my cards this. This is just me being nosy, because I know it's going to be different for everyone, and I know that Spirit can use me as a human Ariel and use archetypal stories that affect so many of us, because ultimately we're not so different, are we, humans? We all kind of want certain things. It's not that hard to figure out what we want. We're quite predictable and we're quite archetypal. But something really triggered you to see yourself differently. But this is about you pulling on your power, your shamanic power. I'm going to get a different deck and we're going to go into the Ten of Swords. But right now I want to keep the row nice and clean with these ones. So yeah, I'm getting this energy of like, dear Lord. But like they're shocked with how well you adapted to life in the dark. They're giving me the reference of a blind cave fish, or one of those fish that have that little dangly fluorescent thing that they adapt in the darkness, living in subterranean or sub-oceanic places, right? Not Terranean, you guys know what I'm like. But like they're kind of showing me that this is like your magical fluorescent light that started guiding you. Someone expected you to be more bothered by this Ten of Swords scenario than you were. And I feel like there's non-physical energies that are even impressed with you, like, wow, you really pulled the cat out of the bag with this. You really, not only did you switch a light on, right, but this is something more. This is like you switched on some adaptive part of you that is as rare as like a blind cave fish. in the middle of some ocean that's so distant humans have barely even explored it. This is like a fluorescent, unique you, bauble of light that no one expected you to have. Let's have a look. Let's go forward here. This is almost like they're giving me this energy of now we're adapting so quickly, and joy is such a fast moving energy, and because we're so open-minded and all of this good stuff, it's almost like they're showing me shelves with loads of little shelves, little square shelves, and you kind of, it's almost like you looted your own cache here with one situation. One situation did you such a huge favor. Because that's why that candle was crackling. And I mean, I've let this candle get all battered up and covered in incense and stuff. But there are still no coincidences. You've done this in such a super, super evolutionary way that you've gone into this cupboard spiritually and you've pulled all of these items and all of these past life things off of the shelf. This is like a past life download mega haul. They're trying to give me a reference for this. This is like the Matrix, where, you know, when Neo downloads the Kung Fu and then Neo downloads, I don't know, Jiu-Jitsu, and then he downloads maybe the helicopter program. They're comparing it to that, but they're saying, imagine if you could download 20 different packages at the same time. Like, yes, please, I'll have that. 10:44 on my clock. Right? So this is why it is. I'm getting a lot of this chosen one energy coming through to me. As if this could stop you. This was puny compared to what your old soul's been through. 4 of Wands, 6 of Cups. So you've got this... This is almost like a spaceship with the 6 of Cups and the 4 of Wands, where you've just got so much support to pull on. So I don't know who you're around in your real life, and I don't know how supported you feel in the physical, but this is a mega energy because you're such an old soul and you've been picking up so many connections through so many lifetimes. Everyone you've loved, you've made a connection with their higher self backstage. So the older the soul, and the more loving the soul, the more connections you've built up. So I don't know. This could quite easily be something coming in to manifest in your physical reality, because whatever frequency you're on, as above, so below, right? As within, so without. You've got to manifest this in your physical reality if this is the frequency you're on. But I feel like you've been quite stoic, solid, independent right here. 1155, like you've had to stand, I feel. You and your higher self going through the changes, keeping your balance, right? Maybe even taming yourself a little bit. Because I see a fighter here, and I see someone who's had to become a fighter, and someone who's had so many allies. Energies you don't even expect popping up in the humans you come across. Because there are little angels everywhere, and spirit can use any human with their heart chakra activated to pass you a message. And I feel like you've had a lot of people showing you kindness and grace in places and times where you've really needed it, helping you along. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. So I feel like you have had this beautiful, it's almost like an orchestra of harmonic energies popping up at the right time in the right place to help you on this sovereign, independent journey. Ace of Pentacles, and I'm getting breakthrough here with this Ace of Pentacles. New earth, new land. You could be moving somewhere, you could be traveling somewhere, you could be signing the deeds on a new house. King of Cups energy. Someone could be moving by the ocean. Someone could have a deep connection with the ocean. I'm getting that someone's going to be maybe you're buying someone a shiny wristwatch, or that I just saw a glimmer. Like I just saw someone with a watch and a diamond sparkling off of it, or something that catches the light. So I don't know if this means divine timing, crystalline timing, perfect diamond timing, or if this is a gift someone's going to be bought. We've got the 6 of Wands here, the world energy. So there's that lovely energy of you tying something up with expertise, with real grace, because you are such an old soul here. Knight of Wands, 7 of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. I feel like you've also conquered any little trifling trifly, I was about to say. I did actually eat a Cadbury's cream egg trifle. Well, I tried a little bit of it the other day. But yeah, this is like you just being treading all over any trifling energies, right? And celebrating. Spirit showing me like, I don't want to say this because Spirit gives me some quite plutonic, quite spooky horror film references, because me and my spirit guys have got such a sense of humor. But this is almost like you dancing on, they're showing me you dancing quite theatrically and comically on the corpses of your enemies, like some sort of spiritual ritual thing. But they're saying this tongue in cheek, like, because they're saying this is how easy you've handled small fry, the small energies. I'm getting that song coming through, Small Time Witch Come to Mess Me Up. It's actually quite a good song. And it's on the soundtrack for Britannia. So someone could have quite Britannic roots because that's coming up. Small Town Witch. Maybe you've had these little pesky energies try it with you. But I feel like all it did was reveal to you that you are the one, that you are the high priest or the high priestess. They just kept revealing you to you. The more they tried to pull you down storylines or maybe project onto you or maybe place you in a narrative where you were the target, where you were the joke in their mind, right? People love to do that if you've dealt with narcissistic types. They tried it, but all it did was reveal your power, because every step of the way I'm seeing a new curtain being pulled back. Lovely net curtains they're showing me for you. And you just gracefully receiving the information that you're faced with. When people challenge you, you rise to the occasion. And layer by layer, curtain by curtain, your true power was revealed to you. And maybe you needed this. Maybe you needed to have it really drilled into your head. Who you are, what you stand for, over and over again. Every time they tried it, it revealed a new level. Truth be told, energy here. New pathway. You can see right with the Ace of Pentacles in the world. This is a completely new victorious pathway. Nothing but devotion coming in for you, because we've got the King of Cups and the Six of Cups. And I'm getting that now you're tuned to this beautiful energy here with the King of Cups. I just felt a real excitement in my heart space, and I could see they were showing me a big cup in my heart space filled with liquid that looked more like fractalized light, almost like an ocean of this is really hard. I had little earrings when I was a little kid, little clip-on earrings, and they were all kind of, you know, shiny and twinkly, and they were all different angles, like, you know, they carved it as like a little fake plastic diamond. But that's kind of the energy that's in this liquid I'm getting, that's shown in this cup. This is something beyond the physical that's coming through with this Come to the Edge card. This is something pretty big for a very wise old soul who, you know, sometimes the old souls, I've heard Cryon say, the oldest of souls can have the lowest self-worth. And it makes me angry that sometimes the people who deserve to have great self-esteem and deserve to have this beautiful level of self-respect, and sometimes it can take you a little longer to realize it, but this is beautiful that I feel like you realized it. You saw through to who you truly are with the help of these energies that have tried to poke at you. I'm getting you can be quite unassuming and gentle. And often I've had that in my life. If you're just kind and calm and soothing and harmonic, and you don't push your energy on anyone, you just sort of sit back and observe. People can often take you as weak because they're so dumb. They think that pushing your weight around and asserting your dominance is a sign of strength. Actually, it's a sign of trying, and it's a sign of having something to prove, and it's a sign of trying to be something you're not. Anyone that has to try and be tough by being a bully is clearly not that, right? The alphas are very relaxed, and I'm getting that with you. Finding your place is maybe taking you a little bit longer. They're giving me pebbles on a beach. Now, any of my UK followers, you know what it's like when they took us to beaches when we were kids on school trips. And you know when you're trying to walk over all these pebbles and it feels like it's going to break your ankles and it's so hard to find your footing, no matter how hard you try. They're giving me that for you. And I feel like this is more to do with you placing your own identity. So all the things you resisted when it came to maybe, the things we naturally resist. We don't want people being mean to us. We don't want people poking us with swords. We don't want to be scapegoated or picked on. But for some reason with you, it's kind of opened up your gifts. It's kind of opened up that window on your soul where I feel like now you know who you are. This has given you your persona, the way the Romans used to talk about that. And there's a reason why we kind of need that to operate in society. We do. We need a strong, solid self-image, and we need to know who the hell we are. And I feel like that's what you've achieved with the Yang Realm energy. I feel like now you know that you are the intuitive one. Whatever this means to you, this High Priestess, because this will be something that maybe you doubted in yourself, but you had it proven to you through maybe betrayals, maybe people messing with you, whatever the case may be with these Ten of Swords energies. They peeled back your true self to you so you could see yourself clearly. And now I feel like that's why there's this big movement forward. Yang Realm energy, active fire, divine will, force of will. And something that would have felt risky to the old version of you that was unsure. Who was unsure of who they were. But this version of you knows who they are now. So there's nothing to lose. I'm getting this energy of there's absolutely nothing to lose here. You've developed such a thick skin, such a beautiful armor, this divine armor. And I feel like the self-image in and of itself is the armor. I feel like this strong sense of having gotten off of that pebbly beach and having gotten through that window and knowing thyself and having that strong persona self-image has given you the platform now to move forward on. But I still feel like I need to pull more cards for whatever this is, because we've got a lot of cards of devotion here. 2 cups, 2 wands. 6 of wands and the 4 of wands. I mean, that's the completion. But the 6 of wands and the 4 of wands, they're 2 better cards, you could say, than the 10 of wands. So this is something that becomes more than the sum of its parts. This is 2 slices of heaven I'm getting. So this could most definitely be you coming into union with someone who means a lot to you in friendship or romance. But this is almost like too good to be true, but it is true. It's beyond good. It's amazing. It's victory. It's feeling beautiful. But there's this need for you to allow the love now. With the 4 of wands, I've just got that in really powerfully. You've got to allow the love. You've got to allow the softness and the vulnerability for somebody. 7 of Cups energy, you've cleared that out. This came up in a reading the other day. They're pulling me back to the wreath in the cup. This could be joining on if you watched my reading the other day and you remember me pointing to that wreath here. We've got the 7 of Wands also joining the 7 of Cups. So there's this automatic protection now. Now that your frequency is set to this solid sense of self-knowing, locked and loaded, your self-image is locked into place now. This automatically elevates you. 8 of Wands energy. And I really like to see the wands going up in the air, which is why I drew mine kind of going up, I flipped it around. But that's what I feel for you. You're going up because you've cleared up the confusion, put in the boundaries. And I'm seeing a lot of cutting off, almost like surgical precision. You could have such a beautiful nature when it comes to your 6th house or Virgo energies, or being organized or wanting to be organized, wanting to clear things up in your mind space. And I feel like you've really cut off the dead wood, or cut off what was superfluous, what was unnecessary to you, because I feel like you're someone who wants to be really organized and diligent with your time. And I feel like that's what's happening now. Let's see what's happening with this King of Cups. What does my viewer need to know about this King of Cups energy? 3 of Pentacles. So this is harmonic. This is someone reliable. This is someone who sees your skill and your giftedness. Okay, so someone out there could be going into psychic work. And I feel like tarot is part of that for you. But also they're giving me yellow on the color wheel. So that could be important. Again, that Ace of Pentacles energy. So this could be a business partner, or this could just be someone reliable, whatever you want to label them as. But there's someone who I feel like is particularly fond of bringing out the best in you. 10 of Cups here. I almost thought we already had that here. Three of Swords energy. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. Six of Pentacles energy. So there's this energy of someone coming in who's going to elevate you out of any residual energies of heartbreak. Sometimes we need a hand to pull us up. Sometimes we go as far as we can go on our own. And then we need the inclusion of others. We need the harmony. We need to get other energies spinning. They're showing me Catherine wheels spinning like fireworks. But they're also showing me like those little wheel, what are they called, where they blow in the wind, those wheel things, those blowy things. And it's almost like you spinning, like getting each other's chakra systems spinning, basically, to cut a long story short. So this is definitely something new, something that feels like it could just be breaking out of the ground for you, but I feel like you've put a lot of momentum behind this. And congratulations on knowing who you are. And you know, this headdress, this crown on Queen Esther's head here really is symbolic of you having that succinct security now with your self-image and knowing you can trust others who come along because you can trust yourself, because you've got this stability in your sense of your spiritual home. Know thyself. This is a perfect example of until we know ourselves, we can't get to the next step. And you know thyself now. You've done that most pivotal work in knowing thyself at the most core level. And you know you went off the beaten path a long time ago, I'm getting. And you put a lot of faith, I feel, into knowing the right people would be there at the right time. And that's what we're clearly seeing on the table, a victory for your faith, my darling. So do let me know what words you find. And I've really enjoyed reading this energy. I hope this has helped you. Darling one, mwah.